a therapy session, dealing with pain and obsession. Why do we lie? Why do we try to hide everything until the day we die? Welcome back to therapy session. Today I'm here with Adrianna. Is it an R or an R? Which one is it?
If you want to pronounce it the Polish way, you would say Adrianna.
Adrianna?
Because it's double N. But
wow, double N?
Yeah.
Okay.
But usually I just introduce myself as Adrianna because it's easier for English speakers.
Okay, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Your name, yeah.
Oh, I know that in Spanish it means fairy.
Fairy?
Yes.
Like
My
a
friend
fairy tale?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, like the one with wings, like the little fairy.
Yeah, you kind of sound like one, or sometimes you look like one.
Okay. Nice. Good.
Okay. So tell me about yourself. I got to know you last week, was it right?
Yes, it was last week.
And I asked you if you want to be a part of the podcast, and you instantly said yes.
Yes, let's do it. Yeah, so I think that's the thing that I would describe myself as a person that is everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Okay.
I love randomness. I love doing random things, trying new things. So also that's why you were like, you want to be on a podcast? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go.
Well, I appreciated that you just instantly said yes, because most people are asking me like, okay, what is it about? What do I have to do? And you just say, yes, it was just like chilled, like.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay, now some of them who I had here, I knew what they exactly do, but I don't know anything about you. It's like a blind date right now. Tell me.
Yeah. Okay, should we put like a curtain?
No. Now I already have seen you.
Yeah, true.
Little fairy.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Well, I think the question would be like whether I'm an artist or something regarding the settings, but I don't regard myself as an artist because yes I do and yes I don't. No, I don't, because like art is very relative, and I like to say that I'm like an art consumer.
Okay.
And I love trying different things, like a different variety of things. But I've never really had time for those things because I'm a former athlete. And
former athlete?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there are so many questions now in my head. Okay.
But I took a break last summer, and after that I started having a lot of free time. So I just started trying new things, putting myself in different situations, connecting with people, and I found out that it's actually something that brings me a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment. This like meeting new people, talking to people, everyone has something interesting to say always. Like you can learn so many stories from people, and this setting is like super empowering. And
getting connected to people is like
I think so. And like connecting to people also just brings you a lot of opportunities to try new things, to see places, to go places, and
to come to DNA and be a part of a podcast.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Imagine I was just like sitting there and not talking. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. Then we would have not this conversation right now. But
no.
Don't let me. I don't want to forget my thoughts. So, art consumer. It's an interesting term that you use. So, you do art, or you don't do art at all? First.
I like doing like things with my hands, like physical things. Okay. I do crochet.
Don't get this wrong. Like,
no, guys, please. So I do crochet and like knitting a bit,
nice. Okay.
Some sort of collages or like posters, but it's nothing like official or something that I would promote and like, hey, I'm an artist. I do those things. I do it mostly like for myself.
Okay.
But yeah.
What are the collages about, like?
Oh, so that's actually kind of a cool idea, because every time I go into like new places, some galleries, museums, different countries, different cities, I take some flyers or like little posters and I just like collect everything.
Okay.
And then I have just bunch of this random shit, and then I just like do the cutouts and like put together, do some paint on it, some phrases, cut the texts, and just make some random posters.
It's actually a nice idea. So what you could do is making a small art gallery with the places that you have been to and the phrases that stuck in your mind.
Yeah, true. That's a cool idea. Yeah. It's a great memory. Like, just because if you think about it, if you have those flyers like somewhere in your, I don't know, books, I don't know, just held somewhere, you will never like get to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you see it once a year or once couple of years when you do the throughout like the general cleanup, and they're like, oh, that's a cool thing. But then if you have something actually in front of you created from that place where you were, it's a nice memory that you can always see.
That's true, because I have that. I collected a lot of things, and at some point I was like, okay, I have to go through all of it and see what I don't need anymore. And then I found a bunch of things where I had a lot of ideas what to do with it, but I never got the time or never sat down to really do it. So I know like but it's nice that you instantly do it.
Yeah, but then you cannot really throw it away, because if you want to separate it, you're like, but I need everything.
Yeah. My room used to be very like cluttered because I was collecting so many things.
Yeah.
It was back then when I used to live with my parents, and my room, I got the biggest room in the house because my parents were like, we know that you will do a lot of random shit, so just take this room.
But were they actually forcing you to do like weekly cleanups or something like that?
No. When my sister used to live with us before she got married, she just cleaned up everything. She didn't even ask. So half of my stuff was daily gone. So, and at some point I was like, okay, this is my room. No one is allowed in there.
Lock it.
Just leave. But the effed up thing was the keys. Even if you locked it, you could just take a key from a different room.
So, one of those fake locks.
Exactly. So, but at some point, like, they accepted not to get into my room and not to touch anything anymore. But by then, I started myself to clean up some things. And when I moved to Berlin, like usually when someone just moves out of their parents' house, it's like a small car when they take things. But mine was like a huge thing. It was fully packed because I also had things in the basement and so on.
Full van.
Yeah, it was full, like, really.
No. Can imagine.
But yeah, athlete.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I trained dressage. It's horse riding. You know dressage?
Yeah.
Okay. Not everyone knows it, so I usually just end up saying horses.
No, I know it because I like the way they like just do the walk and stuff like this. And I love crip walking. I don't know if you do know this dance.
Yeah, do you know the meme from Olympic Games?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was like always to me like crip walking.
Yeah, can imagine.
But interesting. You used to do that?
Yeah, I used to do that. I started competing when I was 15.
Wow. Okay.
And back in Poland, just before I moved to the Netherlands, I also started working as a trainer. I was training people and horses. And that was actually the main reason why I wanted to move out of Poland. And it was either Germany or the Netherlands. And I didn't like Germany at that time, so the choice was obvious. Okay. But yeah, the reason was that I wanted to like further expand and develop my riding skills and level of, the dressage level in Germany, Netherlands was way higher than in Poland. It was like a place to be when you wanted to pursue that career. So I applied for university. It was like a plan B.
Okay.
And I started working in a sales stable. We trained young horses, and essentially they were all of them were for sale.
Okay.
But it was awesome, but also very, very tough environment. Like you need to be strong mentally if you don't want things to like get into you. But it taught me a lot, and I'm so grateful for those times. Just like the organizational skills, time management, the discipline, and also leadership skills that I found out recently that, hey, actually those years of horse riding, of competition, of training horses, that taught me leadership skills, because like you need to be a leader if you're like teaching people and teaching horses, you know? So yeah, I have it like very deeply in my heart, and now I'm taking a break, but hopefully I'll be back.
So first, studying, what do you study now?
International business.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
How did it come to that from horse riding? Was it an interest, or was it just like, let me see what I'm might be interested in?
Yeah,
And
it's
just
always like either business or psychology when people don't know what to do. They're like, oh, I might well study psychology.
Let me throw the dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so actually, I thought my whole life that I'm gonna like earn a living from horses and become a trainer, train horses, train people. And I thought that business would be like a good addition to what I'm already doing, since I started training, like training people, training horses. I was like, okay, might as well learn something new. But yeah, I got a major burnout. I'm a workaholic, and I have those tendencies of overworking myself. And at some point, it just got way too much with like private life, professional life, the ambition, the passion, which was horses. And I was like, okay, I need to take a break, and I need to find like a career, establish a career for myself, and then treat horses as a separate thing.
Isn't it like a therapy to be with horses?
It is as well.
Right?
Yeah, for disabled people, they come in. I actually worked with some of the kids that had some diseases. I don't remember anymore exactly, but it was like on one of those horse camps. I was a volunteer, and we had like the whole month of working with kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you had a burnout, you said. How long is it ago?
Well, I don't really know how long it lasts.
No, I mean, like, has it been a year now since the burnout?
Last summer. So
last summer.
Like I stopped last summer, but like the burnout was started happening way before. So I think I was like still for a year making it
like
through.
You're pushing it hard to the limit.
Basically, yeah.
But my question is, were you still with the horses or during the burnout, or were you distanced from that already?
I was, yeah, but that was the reason, because like it's a hella expensive sport, and
you have to pay out of your own pocket then.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was earning my own money and paying like for horses, meanwhile training my horse, or horses, then a horse, and then also studying full time. So it was just a lot of mostly financial pressure, and the fact that I was responsible for my horses, and every time I wanted to go somewhere, I could go on a holidays, like I could plan everything, so I had like a week off, but then it was still in the back of my head that, oh my God, is my horse okay? Like, is she doing fine? Like, I don't know, like no one will take care of your horse as well as you do. So that was just a lot of mental pressure. And well, I'm still young. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, when I was young.
How old are you now?
23 almost. On Friday I have birthday. So
really?
Yeah.
This Friday. Nice. Okay.
So, well, almost 23. And when I moved and took my horses in, I was like 20, 21. So I was like, I'm still a kid, you know. I was back then still a kid, and just like having that pressure. And I did have support, but like it could have been more. It was just very difficult to manage. Also managing expectations, kind of
balancing everything was a bit hard then.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But it made you stronger, and it made you understand or know yourself that you are a leader at some point?
Yes. Actually, with the leader part, it was funny. So like last semester, half a year ago, I was doing a study abroad, like an exchange program in Münster.
Okay.
And I had this beautiful teacher. We had this course called Lead by the Heart. And well, now I'm working with her together.
Nice. Okay. So
Yes.
you're still in contact.
Yes, definitely.
Great.
I'm very grateful for her. But actually, I became aware thanks to her, because she was like, okay, so like this whole horse history, like you being basically a teacher to horses, a trainer, so you do have leadership skills. And I'm like, wow, actually, never thought about it from this perspective. But yeah, I think so.
So a part of the new thing was asking about your sign, and you're in Aries, right?
Yeah.
So it's in your blood. So you should have read about it.
Yeah.
I have a friend, she's also in Aries, but she's always like, no, this is all bullshit. I don't believe in it. Like, look, to a certain point, maybe.
Yeah.
But there are many things that like apply to you. And my mom is very into it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also in Aries. And when she said a few things back then, I was like, this is all bullshit, mom. And then she was like, but look, there are also the benefits of it. They say you're a leader, you can do this, you can do that. I was like, okay, I take this one. So it was motivational for me. And then I started reading into it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, interesting. And from that, I also started to read into the Chinese signs.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's about the year that you're born.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will tell you what kind of sign you are in Chinese.
Yeah.
And then I read so much into it. At some point, I was like, no, I'm like this. I'm like, it became an identity at some point.
Yeah, taking only the good parts.
Exactly.
I'm a leader.
So maybe you should like pay more attention to that, because it will also give you the courage sometimes to do more things.
Yeah, I think I already do too much things. And that's the problem of like time management.
Yeah,
you know?
I know this feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I used to just paint, I had to prepare myself for an art exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
And back then I was helping my parents out with their shop. So my father was always like looking at it as a hobby. He was like, this is just a hobby, my son. You don't have to pursue it like that. I was like, no, it's an art exhibition. I have to paint. And I think I was about 17 or 18 when I did this. And the woman who I got in contact with, she was like, could try to paint at least 25 pictures.
Oof.
And I have 3 days left. And I just prepared all the canvases, and I didn't sleep at all, and I was painting 35 pictures.
Damn.
So it was a hard, but I was always telling myself it doesn't matter, like I'm still at that age, I can just pull through. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know?
to the point.
Yeah, to the point when I got depressed too. So it was a bit hard, but it was like losing the meaning of life. What was that?
Yeah, I can imagine like just feeling this like lack of purpose, or just being totally numb in your body, and also emotionally numb. Yeah. Like you just feel you're existing, but
not existing.
Yeah.
So how did you overcome your burnout? What did you do?
Well,
things I don't want to talk about now.
Well, it is therapy session, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think it's very on point. But I decided to sell my horses, which wasn't
easy.
It wasn't easy. Like it's still,
burning a hole. Okay.
But it made me realize that if I want to pursue this path of competition, and also do it on a certain level, and also have like sort of quality in life, because a reason why I decided to take a break was also that I thought, okay, I'm young only once, and I won't be young in 10 years, and I have only one life, and I also want to experience different things. I want to try so many things. I want to meet up with people. I want to go places. I want to see places. And with that, I couldn't really do it.
Because you were bound to a certain place and you had to be there all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
And also with moving, even going for exchange, I picked a place that was quite close, so transporting a horse wouldn't be such a burden. And then I selected a place that had good trainers, so it wasn't like only thinking about me, but also about
the horse. Of course,
yeah, it's like a kid, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be a mom yet.
Well, you were though.
No, yeah. So I think just like realizing and accepting that it's okay to take a break, and it's not the end of the life, because it felt like I'm losing part of myself, you know, like I felt like I'm losing my identity basically. But just like the break of, and like not having the responsibility of having a horse or a kid.
You're free again then.
Yes, that sense of freedom helped me overcome this burnout, and that was it. Like it came with different price as well, which is this sadness and emptiness, but that was the end of my burnout the moment my horse left.
How old were you when you started?
Horse riding in general or competing?
In general.
I think around 10.
Wow. Yeah. See, this is like, it was a part of your life from a very young age.
Yeah.
And that was what I was referring to. Like, it was something therapeutic for you to be always with the horses. And like, I did horse riding once in my life. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. But like, just being with these animals that are so peaceful and you just feed them and stuff like this, I imagine for you to be with them these whole years and letting go of it is very difficult then.
Yes, definitely. And in general, contact with animals helps you so much with your mental health and gives you such a feeling of peace. And like not having animals next to me is such a huge shift in my life.
Definitely. Because like when I was, I think at the age of 6 to 8, we had birds at home.
What kind of birds?
What is it called now? I forgot it in every language now.
Was it like a parrot?
No. It was like
pigeons.
These... No. Pigeons. No. The colorful smaller ones. What is it called again? Damn. I forgot it in every language now. Wait, I have to Google it now.
I don't know birds. Okay.
You don't know birds?
Yeah.
So anyhow, the thing was, we were in, like, we had the birds at home, and we went to my uncle and aunt for a week, and my father was supposed to take care of the birds.
Oh no. That doesn't sound good already.
No, it wasn't good. Just let me try to find it. You know, in our country, in Kurdistan, it was very hot. Mm-hmm. And when we were kids, like, we didn't have, like, here in Germany, all these things to cool down the house. We had very old thingies, like, it was like rotators, and you had to put some ice in it, some water in it to cool the air.
Oh, that's a good life hack, though.
Yeah, it's nice. It was the cheapest way to do it, but it was like, it was good to have this. So my father, because it was summer, and summer, like, the degrees go up to 45 or nearly 50. So he just put the bird cage in front of it. So when we came back, there were 4 birds, because like we were 4 children, still are 4 children, thank God. So, and 3 of the birds were like frozen. Just one of them survived. So there was like, and each of us had one of the birds. It was, this one is mine, or this one is, you know, it was. So it was the saddest moment in my life to see these birds, like, they just froze up there. It was, it was like,
Whose bird survived?
I think it was mine that survived. I had a blue one. Wait,
Well, good that your dad managed to take care of kids as at least. Imagine that you ended up like the birds.
Yeah, imagine that. So it was these. What's the name of them again? I really don't remember.
I have no idea how they're called.
No, I really don't remember the name. Anyhow,
they're colorful birds.
Yeah,
that's the name.
I can just put an image later in it. Someone can tell me what the name is. I could actually Google it, but
yeah, let's make a quiz. Who's gonna come up with the right name?
They're just gonna ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, it was, and then there's one bird. Mine was like blue and white, and I thought to myself, he's now alone and sad. So I just opened up the bird cage to let it fly, and yeah, it was painful though.
Okay.
And then we went and buried the 3 other birds, and then we were crying the whole time about it.
No, I can imagine. Like, I feel that, I don't know, like animals' death is way more painful for me than humans. Like, death is a very sensitive topic, exactly, so maybe like I don't want to get too deep into that, but like from
from your view and feeling.
From the experiences, at least it was way more painful.
Yeah, the more you're connected to animal is different from those who are not at all. So from the outside view is like, I had a friend of mine, her cat died. She was like depressed for a week or two. And everyone else around her who never had in contact with animal, they were like, what's wrong with her? It's just a cat.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot compare it. It's just the feeling that she has for this cat is very different than you will ever have.
Yeah. It is a family member,
Exactly, yeah.
But then if I hear that someone else's pet died, like, I have the empathy. I can imagine how painful it is for them, but I'm also like, I'm not gonna cry because I didn't have that connection with the animal. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Animals are beautiful. So coming back to your story, what do you do exactly now besides your studying? What do you do in Germany? You didn't want to come to Germany. Now you're here.
Yeah, look how the tables have turned. Well, I have this study abroad year in my bachelor program. So I mentioned already that like last semester, half a year ago, I went to Münster for the study abroad at Partner University. And now it's time for internship. So I'm doing half a year of the internship.
You doing it here with DNA or?
Yes. Okay. Yes, exactly.
How did you found DNA?
My friend sent me a link with like some website with like all the creative jobs, and DNA was
on there
on it. Yeah. And I contacted them, and I was like, cool.
Were they kind to you? Now you can tell the truth. Were they?
No, actually, I was so scared to come. It just went smoothly, and also everything was like a very smooth way into Berlin. Nice. I feel like it was a clear sign that this is the place where I should be right now, because you always hear stories of finding a place in Berlin, how difficult it is. Well, for me, it was just this.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I got so lucky with the place, and I was like,
sharing a place with others, or?
Yeah, I have one roommate. She's super cool. I like her a lot.
Where is she from?
She's German.
Okay.
But like not from Berlin, but she's been living in Berlin for a while now. So.
Okay. Yeah. I thought maybe she's also Polish or Danish, and then.
No.
Okay. So it was really easy for you to find, because like I have so many friends, or also last time I think it was Maximilian who said it's not easy for him to find a place.
Yeah.
Like so many people I know also at work, they're like, I need a new place. It's like they're constantly on searching for it.
Yes. I always I only hear bad stories about housing, and just in general, anywhere. And especially Germany, I've also had like some friends that were looking for a place here, or like complaining about finding a place. like all the different variations. But yeah, I don't know. I just randomly went on Vege, and
then you found something.
Yeah, like
Nice.
I sent 2 messages. The second one replied. We hopped on a call, and then we were like, okay, signing the contract.
Nice. So I believe that our names have something to do with our characters. I believe through our names we behave a certain way and give out a certain vibration. And because your name means fairy, maybe like people like
the magnetic energy,
Exactly, yeah.
attracting the right people.
Yeah, you just fly from a place to a different one.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a very funny metaphor, but I like it.
I really believe in these things.
Yeah.
My name, I think I said it on a different podcast.
I don't know what your name means. I didn't ask.
Evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah. So I'm always interested in the history and story of people. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is because of my name. So.
Yeah. Gotta live it up.
Right?
Live up to it, yeah.
My little brother's name is Nar, and his name means it's a huge stone that looks like that it's about to fall. So you never know if it's gonna fall or not. And his personality is kind of like that. He's always like cool, calm, kind of funny, but you never know when he's going to explode when you say certain things. So
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My sister's name is Gila, and this means like, you know, when the coal is still like has the redness in it, and it could like go back to life with the fire. The charcoal.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So when it's like red, still red inside, it's hot, and then it could, at any time, it could just like catch up fire again. That's how she is also in her personality.
Okay. So you cannot kill her personality.
No, and when she wants to like start to burn something, she will do, not literally burning, but
we get the meaning.
Yeah, my brother's name is Assad. It means lion. So he's loud like a lion. He's always like attacking, like no.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe in names and
the
the energy.
I never looked at it from this perspective.
Right. So a new perspective on your life now. You can just fly from a point to another one.
That's why being everywhere and nowhere at the same time, just flying by.
Exactly. And for me, your personality looks like you take things easy to a certain level until it comes to your horses and stuff. Like, no.
When it comes to certain things. Yeah.
So how can I imagine, or what can I imagine when you say you train the people, like, besides the horses? I have a certain image when you train the horse, but what about the human? What do you do with them?
Well, so it's...
You dress up in leather and say, come.
No, I dress up as a horse, you know.
You just go down. Come on my back now. I'll show you.
Yeah. The muscles, though, that I had. Real athlete.
Nice. Okay.
No, so it's basically I was training paired, like the person and their horse.
You tell them what to do, and okay.
And that was super fulfilling. Like when I said some things and then I could see that, hey, it actually works. I was like, wow, so motivating.
Nice.
Like even
People
more
are listening to you.
Yeah. Finally.
So was it also like this with your in your relationship? Like, listen, I'm a teacher. Teach you a few things.
Yeah. I think I'm a very difficult person to be in a relationship with. Like,
because you see your boyfriend as a horse. No.
Yeah, I also like dressing them up as a horse.
Just off topic. I like that, but we have to turn the cameras off now.
Yeah, that should be censored, you know.
Yeah, just like the whole time. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, why do you say you're difficult in a relationship?
Well, I'm really working on it right now, and I think the last couple of years and like the last year or two, I became way more aware of myself, and of the negative patterns that I tend I wanted to say in the past, but I still am in the present, so I tend to hold. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, also in the way that it's like appropriate.
If it's not appropriate, we're gonna cut it out. I'm the editor, so
yeah. I have a very strong personality, and not everyone like is able to handle it, let's say. And also, I used to do a lot of things that weren't cool for other people, and
because your element is fire, that's why.
Yeah. That's the Aries sign. But yeah, I did hurt a lot of people, I think, in the past, and I did things that I wouldn't do nowadays. But I also think that was a very important part of the process, and like I've learned a lot from it, and I tend to hold a lot of shame and guilt about it in myself, but it's also something that you need to like let go. And I think I accepted that, and I also forgave myself for the things that I did. And well, we're humans and we're learning all the time, so
you have to let go, otherwise you won't like grow and evolve.
Yeah. So, evolve, right?
Yeah,
your name.
Exactly. Evolution, is it?
Yes. Evolution, but it's also personal evolution, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes I put the R in front of it, so it becomes revolution. So revolutionize the evolution.
Revolutionary.
But so on that note, tell me, how did you grow up? How many siblings do you have?
I'm an only child.
Oh, the second one. Okay.
Yeah. And second Aries as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a pattern I can see here. I grew up in Warsaw, in a big city, my whole life. And at some point, my parents started working a lot, I think, when I was like 11, 12. So I was home alone for most of my childhood. And that shaped me in a way, and gave me a lot of not necessarily good patterns. I think it showed me, and it taught me a lot of good things, like being independent and responsible, and basically just knowing my shit. Like I know what to do and organize myself. But also I was, and still am, struggling with loneliness a lot. So I think it's very difficult to even realize that you're feeling lonely. And many people don't even realize that, hey, you're surrounded by so many people and you have all of those friends, but actually like emotionally you're lonely, because like you seek the emotional deep connection with other people, and if you don't have that, you just have that feeling of emptiness. But not everyone is aware and is able to say that why it's happening and how it's happening, and okay, the feelings, all of those things that I'm feeling is actually coming from this and that, which would be like the emptiness or the loneliness.
I feel like, or growing up, I was always like, or I think I learned it from the movie Blade.
No, I don't think so. No.
You should watch the movie Blade.
I will.
So it's the Daywalker. So Blade it came out, I think, somewhere in the 90s. And he's like, it was before vampires and stuff were like hip and in.
Okay.
But it's a very different type of like vampire movie. Is a really cool one. So he's a guy who, what was his name again? Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
Is playing the role, and he's at a certain point, he's like, I learned to overcome like the day, the night, and the thirst, and so on and so forth, so he could be on his own and do the things by himself. So it was like motivational for me to say, you know what, I want to be like him, like never feeling alone, just by myself with a sword and just doing my things.
Yeah.
So it's very important to ask yourself, why do I feel alone? What's the thing that is making me feel this way?
Yeah, where is it coming from?
Exactly, because once you get to this point, your brain will open up even more to the universe and everything around you, and you won't be codependent. My experience with that is, doesn't matter how much I depended on, not to be negative about it, but it's to a certain level is like that. Humans are like this. My father told me once, there's no one on this earth who will take care of you like your parents will, not even your siblings. Because, for example, when I was depressed, he was like, you have to get over it, because eventually even your siblings will be like, this guy is just like, just leave him, he's lost. The only ones who will fear for you and will want to take care of you are your parents. No one else on this earth will have this feeling for you. So this made me, okay, first of all, I cannot just let go, but made me like understand, okay, it doesn't matter who you end up with at a certain point of your life. Because as a child, I was like romanticizing everything, like, oh, how can they get divorced? Oh, why do they do it like this? Because if they work hard enough, it will work out. But as a grown up, you look at it and you're like, no, it doesn't, because you have a certain view of your life and you want to pursue something and want to get to a point. If the partner or the friend or whoever you have in your life, if they not adjust to the tempo, sometimes you're just like, you know what, deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, there's like so many things, so many factors to think of in those cases, and it's crazy. We also evolve, right?
Yeah.
Like throughout our journey, and things change, we change, our perspectives change. Like there are different needs, different wants, and I think it's a normal part of life to just let some things, people, places, certain situations go.
Yeah.
It's essential.
And there's this writer, his name is Charles Bukowski, and I read a few of his books. And there's also one that they made a small AI video on YouTube. It's called Roll the Dice. So he says, if you want to go all the way. And you might hurt people, you might lose people, you might end up alone, sleeping on the bench outside with no home, and so on and so forth. But don't stop. Just keep going. And then you will reach whatever you wanted to do. Otherwise, don't even try. So it's like that.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like that. And you might end up alone, but this loneliness that we have will show us something about ourselves, and it will reveal who we really are and what we're capable of in that moment. Because when I started to make designing things, I had questions no one was willing to answer. So I was frustrated, and out of this frustration, I started to just experiment things.
Yeah, dig deeper.
Yeah. And then it worked out for me. Before YouTube, I didn't know how to use Photoshop. So I was asking people and they were like, yeah, when I have time, I'll come. So a year passed by. So I was waiting and nothing happened. Eventually, I just opened up the program. I was like, I have no idea. But I clicked around, and at some point, I got to figure out the program.
Yeah.
And like whatever else I chose. And then, for example, I built my own PCs. So
cool.
before I used to do that, like there was someone who I was depending on to come and install the whole system for me. And he was always like, yeah, tomorrow. So I was just sitting there with nothing, and it's like, can't be that hard, right?
Yeah.
So I fucked up the first hard drive, but like
poor thing.
But you learn to depend on yourself much more, and to see yourself from a different perspective.
Yeah, but also the thing with that is that everything comes with balance,
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
Also being too much dependent only on yourself
It's
gets
also not
dangerous
nice,
as well.
Because you become like ignorant sometimes.
Yeah, like you need people.
Yeah.
Like we're social creatures.
Yeah, we are.
But like we need people,
Yeah.
and this codependency is like a natural instinct for us. Like it's what we need. We need this sense of belonging. Otherwise, we're like always in this fight or flight mode. And it's good to have people that you can depend on, but it's also nice to rely on yourself.
Yeah.
And there is always like finding balance in between those two, and in everything in life.
Because like my mom always told me, and she still is telling me, and she commented last time on a video, like, don't talk to me about bad. I never do, mom. She was always like, no, you need people in your life. Stop thinking like this. Stop doing this. And that's why I asked about your family and how you grew up, because we get programmed a certain way to think about life and pursue the things a certain way, because like someone made me understand it like this. He was like, basically your brain is like the hard drive of your PC.
Yeah.
You put a program on it and you either make some updates at a point of your life, or you will stay like Windows 797 or whatever, you know. So I was like, okay, let's make some updates then.
Yeah, and it's also cool because you can always reprogram it
Exactly.
at any time
if you're willing to.
Yes,
because some people are like, no, this is how life is, that's it.
Yeah.
So
so frustrating.
And she was always like, it doesn't matter what you do, never turn your back on other people, just keep going, just do your things, know how it's done.
Yeah.
And once you hand out something, you know if they're really gonna do it or not. And if not, you can still depend on yourself. So this is a certain pattern that I approach in everything that I do. Like, you say, hey, let's make something together, a project. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then this is your part, this is my part. Okay, great. And then when I see like after 2 months you've done nothing, I'm like, okay, you know what?
Yes.
Just leave it there.
That's so difficult, because I feel like there's always, people have so many great ideas, but they really don't the execution is not there,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And I also had it so many times with friends where we come up with some ideas and we want to have like, okay, let's start a project, and all of those ideas, the mind map is there, but then execution not started, you know?
Let's drink a glass of wine first.
Yeah. So it's also frustrating and such a
there's so many creative people around you and no one is like really willing to put the effort in.
That's what I want to become, like for those kind of people, like become this guidance or like a push or leader to them, to like show them, hey, you can do it. Like if you have a great idea, you need like this first push, and once you start, then you're gonna get there.
Exactly. It's like Barack Obama said, yes, we can. Yeah. Yes, you can. So what is the next thing that you're going to do? Like, you will stay now in Berlin, do your internship, and what is the side project that you're on?
Okay.
Because you came in today like, I didn't, because of work and stuff. So
well, so DNA is my main thing right now, and I want to take as many things from here as possible, like
this
valuable.
Is your horse right now.
Yeah. Valuable experiences and just learn things, and I feel like like I'm on a good way with that. Like I feel that I'm learning a lot. But then I also have my own side project, which is like something I mentioned before. One of them I'm doing like by myself, and then the second one I started with my friends from Groningen.
What are the projects?
The one with friends is like on the very early stages, but it's going. It's not like it's only the idea. But our mission with that is to help smaller artists gain exposure. So kind of like connecting artists to the venues and organizing some sort of events or like workshops to help promote them, basically. Gaining exposure. Okay. And we're gonna like navigate from there and see how it goes.
Who came up with the idea?
This is something I wanted to do since summer, And then I started talking with one of my friends, and
After your depression, after your burnout, I mean,
yeah, after
yeah.
after I stopped horse riding,
Okay.
I got into this creative field, and I really started enjoying working with artists, or like meeting up and just being in this creative bubble, let's say. So this like the idea came of being this bridge in between people,
Nice.
because also I noticed that I have the organizational skills, the time management, like this structural.
It's like a deja vu right now.
Yeah.
Okay, keep talking. Sorry.
And well, artists usually miss that, or they don't know where to put their hands or start. And I thought that it would be so much easier for them if they could just focus on their thing, but they had the person that would like organize things for them, and they would have that burden off their shoulders.
This is very nice. I wish I had that, but I never had it.
Yeah.
So now we can put some cry emojis in it. No, just kidding. Sorry. Okay, like, and the project is already going. Like, is it already on, or are you still working on it to
Yes,
figure
we're
out?
working on branding right now. So
Okay.
we have some first logo prototypes. We came up with the name. And
What is the name, if I may ask, or if it's like still behind closed doors?
Well, it should be behind closed doors, but I think like until the video is published, I think it's gonna be on already, so I can say it.
Okay.
It's Underground Systems.
Underground Systems. Wow, this reminds me of like Tupac.
Well, I hope it's not gonna like. Yeah, I don't want to make the relation only to music, with
No,
that,
I mean,
but
like, he had like Underground Railroad.
yeah,
That's why. Like, okay, nice, but okay.
yeah, underground because of like underground artists, and then systems to like help them connect through many
Nice. Okay.
many different areas and venues. And that was my friend's idea. Andrea, shout out to her.
Tell her.
Yeah, Andrea, you're amazing.
What's her name?
Andrea. Yeah.
Also?
No, it's Adrianna.
Yeah, I mean,
Andrea.
like, it's similar to that. Okay.
Yeah, and our third friend is her name is Alexandra, so it's like three
So
A's.
okay,
Yeah.
it's like an AA meeting, you know?
Yeah.
Nice. You should have called it AA meetings.
And on the side, I'm also doing the more of the personal project. I started working with the teacher from Munster.
Yeah, they mentioned before.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I don't know how to like label it or describe it exactly. I'm some sort of a social media manager,
Okay.
but not like in a typical way, because I'm doing like some sort of planning for her, but I'm more of the like consultancy / coaching.
Okay.
So it's also like for her, it's a good idea to like a good aspect of having that person that will keep her consistent with posting, that she can consult with her about her ideas, and then we can talk about it. We can come up with a plan, because when it comes to social media managers or like agencies, I don't have enough expertise, like I'm still studying. I haven't finished my bachelor yet, so I cannot really call myself like a social media specialist.
Maybe you should, but
because
it's always, there's another thing that I learned. It's the way you label yourself, this is how you're going to behave.
Yes, but I don't also want to be like this typical social media manager.
No, you don't have to. But I mean, like, if you like say, okay, you know what? I have gained much more experience, because I used to, when I started taking care of my social media, I was like, but I don't have this knowledge. I don't have this. And then I sat down with a few people and they had absolutely no idea. So I was like, okay, compared to this crowd that I'm in right now, I'm like in the mid-level, because there are people above me and there are people who absolutely don't know anything. So I'm somewhere in the middle range. And because I realized that, I got much more into, okay, this is how it's done. So I really realized what I'm capable of.
Yeah. And it's like, I feel that it's super important. I don't know if for you as well, but just to promote yourself,
Definitely,
because I think like naturally I'm a very humble person. So whenever I like kind of start talking about myself or like promote myself, I feel like, okay,
I never do it.
Yeah, that's a
I
bit too
know
much,
this
you
feeling,
know.
yeah.
So it's just difficult to find a balance, and like what's for you too much for others is like interesting,
Or
and
not enough. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly, or not enough. And
Because people tell me, you don't do enough. You don't show yourself enough. You
yeah,
don't promote yourself enough. I'm like, from my perspective, I'm doing too much. They're like, no.
yeah,
Just we once every month we see a post of yours, and that's basically it. Like, this is nothing.
yeah,
So it always depends again on the perspective if you're willing to promote yourself more.
definitely.
Okay, so but besides like being this social media manager that you kind of do, is there a specific topic that you do it for, or is it just
I think it's a very general thing. Like
Okay.
I'm still in the process of figuring it out, in a sense of like building my personal brand. So I want to kind of advertise it, but then how do I name it? Is it like a coaching consultancy? And if it's coaching, what kind of coaching it is, you know? So like, I think I'm still in the process of thinking, okay, what can I do? Because I really want to get into that path of being a coach or like some sort of consultancy. And then, of course, you need to know your target group and stuff like that. But I think I just want to focus on people that are like, that have similar values to me, and just helping them, whether it's like personal individual thing or small businesses helping to expand and
okay?
going from there.
So you're still on the path of finding out what you really wanted and be a coach of.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Just trying different things, gaining the experience and building it from there.
I can imagine that you at some point might end up being the coach between the artists, of like having the connection to the artist and those who could give the artist more exposure.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Maybe that's something that you could do.
Yeah, I would definitely like that.
And then you can just call it Fairy.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Right?
I'm going to steal the name.
It's yours already.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just your name. Just you gonna call it Fairy, and you can come up with the concept and call say. So the whole thing is called Fairy, and we write tales.
Yo, that's a great marketing.
Right?
Branding is already there. Let's
It's
go.
done. That's it. Everyone who comes at that show, like, we're gonna get something done. That's nice.
Yeah.
So maybe you could approach that and somehow.
Yeah, I will definitely. Like, I'm in the process of doing that. So.
You know, when I started at the age of, I think, 12, was it when I was having like peace around me, and I was like, okay, what is it that I want to do? And for me, it was like through the eyes, you can see so many things of other people, of yours, and so on. So I thought to myself, once I'm up there somewhere, I'm gonna open up a label or whatever it is and call it Eyes Entertainment.
Nice.
Because you're like entertaining everything. If it's music, if it's movies, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
just call it that, and just have like the Ice as a logo, and
Yeah.
right?
Eyes consume things.
Yeah. So Ice Entertainment.
Nice. I like it.
Nice. Said it. If you steal it, you're effed. It was very lovely to have you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Unfortunately, the hour is over.
Yeah, I really love talking to you. It was awesome.
Likewise. Maybe we can make a second round before you go.
I would love to, yeah. Yeah, and then the feedback after a couple of months working.
Exactly,
How far
yeah.
have you got?
You come here like dry down. No, I don't like.
Yeah. I do not have life power anymore. Cannot do it anymore.
Can you come up the next? Can you come the next time like dressed up like
a fairy?
Yeah.
Yes.
A fairy, or like a horse thing, like.
Yeah.
What is it called again? What do they have a certain outfit, right?
Yeah.
Does it have a specific name?
No, it's just like you name different sort of equipment, like saddle, bridle.
Because when I used to be a tailor, I used to work for a few who like did this horseback riding and stuff, and they had few outfits for the horses or their own,
Yeah,
and then they were like,
jackets.
I need you to cut me a new one because this one is already so old. So it was interesting, and that this was also a part when I was allowed to, because they loved it the way I did it, and they were like, maybe you should come and visit once on the ranch. And I was there, and then feeding the horse, and it was really nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe next time either as a ferry or like a
dressage rider with my full boots on,
exactly.
the coat.
You should come in here and then just sit here like, what do you want?
Yeah. With the whip as well.
Exactly.
Like if you say something
I don't
wrong,
like the
then...
question.
Yeah. Next.
I like where it's going. So we have to turn off the cam now.
Yeah. Let's keep it off the record.
Exactly. Or whatever. No. So anything else that you want to add to tell the people?
Oh no, I now I will start thinking about it, and
too many things.
Yeah, too many things.
Okay. But
if I become a coach, then hop on a call 101, then we can talk about things.
Maybe you can already coach some people right now.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
working
be training
on it.
for you and for them too, to learn something about
Yes, definitely. If someone is willing to, please reach out to me. I would love to.
Yeah, and she's not taken, so if other people want to reach out.
I never said that though. No, man, if my boyfriend watches it...
Which one?
Well, I think the third one would get kind of angry, but like all of them should be fine.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so the rest is okay.
In every country, she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
It was lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
We usually do this. Let's see how loud it is. No, it's not loud. Good one.
No.
Perfect.
Okay,
no, we got it. Great. One last question. It's something that I do now since the last one. It's like I say, life is a therapy session dealing with pain and obsession. Why do we lie? Why do we try to hide everything until the day we die? So why do we try to hide it until the day we die?
I think I should come up with something funny right now, but I always think too deeply about those topics.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's just like the shame and fear that we're too scared of facing and not accepting, that we hold in ourselves, that make us do things that we do, because shame is
It's a part of it.
Yeah. It's a very, very strong feeling and very negative as well. So, and then the fear comes with that. And
so you mentioned also shame before.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just let go of it.
Easy to say.
No, it's also easy done. Like,
just walk naked outside, then you become shameless.
Also, but besides the police arresting you, you could say, I lost a bet, and they will just leave you.
You sound like you're talking from your experience.
Kinda, yeah. So, but once you let go of these things, you will just go to a different space in your life. And sometimes it's easier to let go than really to think about it, how easy it is to let go.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes we make the things too hard on ourselves. So
yeah, and once you do, the new door opens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like Masari said, like, be easy. I don't know if you know the song, but
I'll be easy.
Okay.
But that's also double meaning if you think about it.
Yeah, it has a few meanings, but I mean, in that context, take it easy.
Be mentally easy.
Exactly.
On yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can bloom like a flower, and then
and like a fairy.
Yeah, and fly up. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
We are back in the House of DNA, and see you next time. And yeah, that's it.